Alright, we're here with the trainer, head of Torres MMA Sport, Juan the GhostWarrior Torres. Juan here in Tahoe, watching your fighters here warming up a few days before their fight. How much goes through your head as far as your memories of the times when you were the participant, you were the one out there?
It's incredible how much the sport has evolved, and I'm just glad I'm old and I'm not doing it anymore. These guys are a complete different breed now than from when I was doing it. All I can do is just try to help them take the next step, push up to the next level up.
Yeah. What is it you're looking for in all three of your fighters as far as from fight to fight and your improvement? Where do you think the Torres MMA Sport name is right now, and how far do you have to work till you're up there with the elite?
In Torres MMA Sport, we don't teach how to do things. We just fine-tune what you already know. If you come to us completely oblivious of what MMA is for any type of martial art, it's going to be a few years before you see the lights and see inside a cage or inside the ring, because we don't believe in throwing you to the lions. These guys right here, they took the fights, 2 out of the 3 we know that got a hell of a hill to climb on Saturday. They know it, we know it, and that's what we came up a week before to get them acclimated to the altitude. They're used to running at Mount Charleston in Las Vegas, Nevada. We come up here and we were a little worried about the altitude poisoning, but after their 3rd day here, they're doing great. Their lungs expanded. We've been running at 6 o'clock in the morning every morning, and they're doing great. I just can't wait for Saturday to come and we can get some work done.
Your own return, coming here with your fighters and having your son fight, being here in Lake Tahoe, how much does this location mean to you, and how big, maybe sentimental value does it have that your son is having his first fight in this hometown?
We, when I say we, my ex-wife and I kept him out of the ring for so long. You know, he started the martial arts when he was 3. His dream has always been to be like that, you know, to accomplish more than I've accomplished. I know personally how hard the career can be. It's the hardest career there is, you know, being a pugilist. A couple months ago, he came to me and he left me no choice. He said, "Dad, if you don't train me, I'm going to find somebody else that will." So he left me no choice. You know, I know how hard it is to find good people that care enough to care for your career. You know, they have to care for you. They have to love you. They have to feel something for you. They have to have some kind of attachment other than the business perspective of it, because the sport will chew you up and spit you out as fast as you can run, I guess. We're taking care of him, but at the same time, I told him he's got to give 100% all the time. There is no 110, there is no 120%. All I ask is a true 100%. Because if you give me 100%, I guarantee you that you will have a healthy and good career ahead of you. And so far, he's 5 pounds under. He started at 238 pounds. He weighed in today at 182. Last week he was 180. He's fighting at 185. He's looking good. I know I'm going to be a nervous breakdown and a nervous wreck in the ring, but we got to do what we got to do, and I'd rather have him go in and test himself and do what he has to do before he moves on to whatever else he has in mind other endeavors that he might be thinking of doing.
So did you, from when he was born, did you feel this time was inevitable, or were you trying to keep him away from the family legacy?
You know, it's a family legacy to be a martial artist, to be a warrior in life. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to one day step in the ring and do what all of us, the rest of us did. We tried to keep everybody off the ring, have the professionalism of the sport, you know, the ugliness of the sport. We tried the karate tournaments, it was fun. But then we tried cycling, soccer, even gymnastics at one time. You know, we tried different things for him to do different outlets. He was doing great in school, but he always hinted that this is what he wanted to do. So here we go. You know, here we have him. He's 25 years old. He only has a couple years left to establish himself and make a career out of it. Otherwise, he completely understands that if it's not at 100%, 2 years from now, a year from now, a couple days from today, you know, for that matter, he completely understands that he's going to step down and retire and do something else in life.
You've always been a humble guy despite being a 6-time world champion. How humbling has it been, even more humbling, coming into the MMA world where maybe you were a no-name and had to show yourself, prove yourself to other people, especially from the amateur level on up? I think the younger kids are, the less they know about you as time moves. How humbling has it been that you can walk in now and so many times people don't really know you?
You know, the martial arts is, or the martial arts world, such a small world. MMA has strayed away from the martial arts aspect of it. Most fighters now have little or no martial art background, therefore they have no discipline, no respect, you know. Torres MMA Sport, we teach that. We try to incorporate that into the training, you know. I go to these MMA fights, to the wings per se, and the rooms are so full of testosterone, you know, so many guys in there that they don't know who you are. They just see a little short, fat guy that happens to be with their opponents or whatever. That's all they know. They demand respect, you know, without even earning it. A couple weeks ago, I went to Venice Beach for the K1 tryouts. I wasn't the only one there. There was other big martial artists. We were there to evaluate the fighters. 250 fighters tried out that day. 250. And you know how many out of the 250 knew who I was? All of them. All of them knew. Movie stars knew. Everybody knew who Juan Torres was. And that's very humbling, you know, to know that, sure, you're still known in the martial arts world, you know. Unfortunately, MMA hasn't gotten to that point yet. Maybe that's why the commissions, you know, have big problems with it. They need to organize a little better and show a little bit more respect towards the fans, towards the people that actually pay your bills, you know. Coming back to Tahoe, you know, I come 2-3 times a year. It's very humbling. This is where I want to die. This is where I want to be, you know. This is my hometown. A few weeks back, you know, the promoter mentioned something that I said about the main event fight. You know, promoters will say anything or whatever it takes to sell tickets. be it. You know, if I have to apologize for whatever it was said or whatever, that's fine. You know, let the kids go up in the ring and do work. Let the fans respond. You know, don't listen to the old fat guy talking without his lips moving.
Yeah. When I was earlier with the Escobar fighters at Escobar's gym, Ryan McCarthy, he felt that with Christian, a lot of his footage is on YouTube, and he felt that was an advantage. You being a fighter that was fighting fight after fight of everybody that had every tape of you, how much of it are you telling Christian that it doesn't matter what people see, they still got to stop him? Or how much are you worried that people know about him and his style?
Christian, just like Eddie Guerrero, these guys came to me wanting to be fighters. They were not fighters, you know. They were the typical MMA fighter that it's a weekend warrior. Goes into the gym once, twice a week, trains a little bit, and the opportunity to show your face and, you know, the popularity contest start, and everybody wants to be a fighter because everybody wants to know everybody, you know, in that world. These guys came to me wanting to fight, and I told them that if they wanted to train with me, they would have to take time off from fighting and let me be the judge when they were ready to fight. Well, they're ready to fight now. If Christian's opponents think that they haven't figured out because of what they saw of his previous fights, maybe they should look more towards, like, a couple weeks ago, he took on an amateur fighter, boxer. This guy's record, unfortunately, happened to be a little bit too much, supposedly too much for Christian to handle. And Christian went and delivered and took the win. On the ground, I seen what Christian can do, and, you know, the only thing that Christian was missing was that little part that great fighters have. You know, we know we can do it. We just gotta go out and take it. That's what he didn't have. He didn't have that self-confidence. You know, he still doubted himself. Well, I gave him plenty of training, and he has no doubt left that what he needs to go do. Hometown favorite, more experience perhaps. Well, we'll see on Saturday night.
Recently, you've gotten more attention for when you became a U.S. citizen. You gave a great speech, a heartwarming speech to the whole crowd. You talked about your dreams and the dreams you had that you accomplished here in the United States. How much further, how many more dreams are left now with your son having his first fight? I mean, what is it that you're looking forward at this stage in life, moving forward?
You know, I might have just gotten my citizenship, but I've been an American for forever and ever. You know, I've always felt that we're here for a reason. This country has been good to me, has been great to me, as a matter of fact. There's no dream that I haven't accomplished. There's no, there's nothing for me to, you know, wish that I cannot conquer. You know, I don't wish, I just do. As far as my child, my firstborn, fighting, it's not my dream, you know. That's his dream. Let him achieve it. Let him do what he wants to do with it. As far as I'm concerned, you know, my dream was to see him grow up. He's a grown man now, doing his own thing. So yeah, that was my dream. Him fighting, that's his dream. You know, let him figure it out. Let him do his thing. I can only point him in the right direction, and hope he follows.
Yeah.
Hope he just.
And about your legacy, what does it mean to you to hear your former students, former fighters you've had, respect you so much, talk so well about you, whatever part of the country they live in today, you hear them still talk about you and how much of an influence, how much of a mentor you were in their life. What does that mean to you, knowing what it means to them?
Let's live in the dream. You get what you give. You know, cockiness, some people might see it as cockiness. I see it as self-confidence. But all in all, I have always respected and given respect, where respect was due. And now to hear it back, coming back, it's good. Living the dream.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts now you got to say to the fans coming out Saturday or that are anticipating the fights, and about the future of Torres MMA Sport?
Torres MMA Sport, was established in 1985, but we've been doing martial arts since the early 70s. Torres MMA Sport is here today. It was here yesterday, and it'll be here tomorrow. As far as the fans are concerned, why would you dare keep yourself from having a good time? Come on in, have a good time. These are no disappointments. All the fights are guaranteed good fights. The promoter does not believe, and the matchmaker does not believe in setting up fights and mismatches. I believe that my fighters are in for a hell of a fight, and vice versa. I hope his opponents are ready because my fighters come to fight. If they come to fight, everybody's going to have a great time.
All right, thanks a lot.